everybody, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. We're doing a full face of makeup today. It's going to be my very first official fall inspired look. I hope you stick with me. I am going to give you a sneak peek in just a little bit. We are going to go right into the makeup. I've already put on though my foundation and my concealer. I'm going to share with you what it is that I've been using lately. But in the meantime, here is a sneak peek so you can decide if you like this look to stick around. All right, let's begin. I am gonna get a little closer here. All right, I have already put my foundation on. I've already did my concealer. So I have been using this one quite a bit lately. It's the Makeup Forever HD Skin. And then this is my go-to. You hear me bring this out and see me bring this out all the time. And this is the Lancome Idole concealer. This is pretty great coverage. It doesn't kind of, gather in the crepiness, and I really enjoy it. And I have for a long time. So this is what I have going on today. So for today's fall look, I went ahead and thought it would be fun to work out of my Mario palettes. We have a matte and we have one that has a lot of really fun, sort of sparkly, metallic-y colors. So here's that one. This is all about sort of the metallics. I hope you got to see that. And then here is more of the mattes. However, before we jump into the eyes, I actually want to finish getting my face situated. So I'm going to go in and do some contouring. I do contouring fairly often. It's part of my daily day-to-day. I do contour. I think really what has been happening with me lately is I have been enjoying the look of contouring, including contouring my lips and really sculpting my face in that step. And then I go a little lighter with the blush. And, if I'm using even sort of a bronzer, I just tend to go a little lighter with those and let the contour sort of sculpt my face. I feel like it gives me a really pretty look without a bunch of blush and just feeling like I'm really made up. So that's what I do in general lately, and you've probably noticed that in a lot of my makeup tutorials. So it is something that I do. I do it very quickly. It seems like it takes a lot of time when you're watching because I'm walking you through it and I'm talking to you as I'm doing it, and I'm taking my time. So just know that if you're afraid to start adding that to your makeup routine because of the time constraint, when you get used to it and you start really honing in on your, sort of face and the structure of your face and where you feel it looks best when you contour, once you get used to doing that, it's very fast. It doesn't take a lot of time, and I don't know, I think you should practice. I think you should practice with contouring because it really can be a game changer. It really can. I reach for a lot of different kinds of brushes really for my contour. This one is one that I use fairly often, and the only thing is I didn't look it up before I started filming to see if it's still available. This is an IT Cosmetics brush, and I like it because we have this side and we have a little bit smaller side, so I can do my nose or whatever. And I just know that they've discontinued so many of their brushes, and I've had this one forever, so I'm not sure if it's available. Nice. I also like this one. It does kind of come to a point, yet it's not super soft where the bristles just kind of lay over. And this is a BK Beauty brush, I believe. I'm seeing, now these are all matte, and that's great because if you're contouring, you definitely want that color to be matte. We want the light to fall in. We don't want it to bounce back if light shines anywhere on that area at all. So we don't even want any sort of satiny colors for our contour. It's very different than bronzing. Bronzing can actually be very pretty if there's a bit of a, you know, sort of a sparkly or a little bit more of a sheen, and it's quite pretty. But contouring, definitely want that to be matte. And this is a matte palette. So I'm actually going to experiment with this color here. I'm very fair, sort of neutral though. I don't fall very cool or very warm. I'm sort of in the middle. So it's a little bit difficult for me to find a nice contour color in an actual contour kit. They tend to be a little too warm and it's hard. So I look for eyeshadows to do my contouring because I have a better chance of finding more of a taupey warm color. If I go too cool and it's too taupe on the cool end, it looks dirty and it doesn't work very well. So it's a bit of trial and error. Let's go ahead. I guess we'll go ahead and go in with this one. I think it'll be a little easier too to kind of get in the palette without combining any other colors in there. So I'm going to just kind of wipe this off a couple times here on my terry cloth towel down there. And I'm going to go ahead and load this up. Then I'm going to tap it. I'm going to tap it once real lightly on my terry cloth towel down here too. And I'm going to go ahead and start contouring my cheeks. I like the look of really sort of creating more of a contour right in here, because then I can place color right in here and possibly even a little highlighter or any sort of finishing powder that has a bit of sort of that natural looking glow to it. And it will give me the illusion that I have sort of this really pretty, buoyant, rosy cheek area, you know, and that's a sign of youth when you do have a nice good amount of fat pad, you know, right here. And since I have lost weight over the last few years, I don't have as big of a sort of pad here that gives me this really nice buoyant cheek. So I'm going to create one. Yes, I have my foundation on, and that's why I'm going to go in and contour, because what foundation does, especially if it's more of a medium coverage, is it's going to erase those natural sort of contouring areas in your face. So I essentially am going to resculpt my face and just put those back in again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start my contour right in here. Oh yeah, I think this color will be good, especially because we're going to do more of a neutral, warm, sort of all over look today. So I'm going to go back into that color, reload. I'd rather go in light. Again, I'm going to just sort of go right in here. So now I'm going to, like, here's my cheekbone, right in through here. So I'm going to go right under it, right here. And I'm also going to kind of take the guide, the sort of nostril, the outside portion here of my nostril, and I'm going to kind of do a check mark. You'd be surprised at how just going in here and creating a sort of nice, soft, sort of swoopy check mark right under that cheekbone right in there. You know, another thing that this does, if you keep it sort of narrow here and then it gets a little bit wider, so you don't want to go in real thick right here, but it also sort of takes the eye away from your marionette lines. It makes it almost seem like it's part of your cheekbone. Okay. And I'm going to take this brush. I love this brush. It is flat, very soft, but really pretty dense. So it makes a good sort of smudging, blending brush. So again, this is a BK Beauty as well. Let me see. Okay. So we've done that. All right, I'm going to load this up again. Just lightly. I'm not going crazy. And I'm going to knock it off. I'm going to tap it even down here. And I'm going to then sort of contour my jawline a bit and a little bit here in my chin. So I am going to take and create a hollow, a place where the light's going to just fall inside and stay there. Right here. And I'm going to take it not under my jaw, but over the top. You've heard me kind of explain this before. So you can, if you're used to this and you've heard me do and talk through the contouring time and time again, please forward along. I don't want to bore you and lose you completely. Okay, another place I really want the light to fall in is right here. So I'm gonna go in, tap, and kind of get that also. Okay, blending again, guys, and subtlety is the key, really. And then you have your end look, and yet you can't really see each step, but it gives you accumulatively this really youthful, pretty, lifted look that nobody can really put their finger on. It's just the whole thing came together. Okay, for now I'm done. I'm done with the contour. I'm going to do my lips right before I get ready to do the lipstick and all of that. So that'll be more toward the end of the look. Let's get going though on the eyes. Okay, I'm going to use from BK Beauty. This is from the Angie Hot and Flashy collab. And this is the A501, I want to say. And I'm going to go ahead and go in right now with the color you're going to see flash up here. And these are all mattes, by the way, guys, but we are going to add a little something something to this look. You know we are, because I like to do that. But I want to brighten up this right in here. Ooh, that reminds me. I want to prime first. So let's go in and prime. Never used to really care much about priming my eyelids, but when I found this product, it became amazing. It really sort of bumped up my eye looks, and it's the Selena Gomez from Rare Beauty, and it is so nice, and it is so perfect for aging crepey eyes. It is a color corrector as well, very light peach, so I feel like it's going to be great no matter what your, sort of skin tone is. You're really fair like me, it's not going to throw you off. And if you have darker complexion, I think it's still going to be a great color corrector. This has been probably one of my year when it comes to makeup brushes, like this holy grail, holy mackerel find in the makeup brush world. I mean to tell you, this thing is awesome. This is from the Hot and Flashy collab with BK Beauty, and it's soft. It's just the right size. It's not too small, not too big. It's angled. It is amazing for concealer and doing your eye primer. Fabulous. So that's what I press in when, this is what I use for this step here. Now, I don't move this around really. I just sort of press it in. And I really like to concentrate right in through here because that color correcting helps my sort of dark hollows that I get right in here. Just right off the bat, going to add some brightness right here. I don't like using pure white at all for anything. This is not. This is more of a vanilla color. The tiniest bit of yellow, just the tiniest bit, kind of a French vanilla. So we're going to put that right there. Lovely. I'm going to pick now a brush that's really going to cover some ground. I don't want to have a little brush and just have to go crazy with it, especially if you are crepey. You would have a lot of trouble keeping it from skipping. So let's just get this pigment on here, cover some ground. So let's pick a brush that will help us do that. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Sigma brush here. So I'm going to load that up, both sides. Tap it off. And I'm going to take this right on the lid line, because as we age, that tissue does sort of start dropping over the lash line. So this is a great brush to just sort of lift that. That way we were getting it right to the lash line. And I am gonna pretty much direct this on that mobile lid, but I am gonna brush it up and blend it out up as well. So let's get the other side going on here. I'm going to take this one here. This is a Morphe brush. We're just sort of jumping all over the place here. Next, we are going to grab that color we used for the contour, and we are going to load our brush up, tap it off, and I'm going to go right here, right in this center, right in through here, and I'm really going to keep it right directly under the brow there, and I'm going to bring it over as well. I'm not going to bring it down this way. I'm keeping it sort of right in here. I'm going to load that up again. Start here in the center. Press it in. Press, press, press. Get that pigment on the tissue. And then I'm going to move it around a bit. And I'm going to bring it right here under the brow. I'm going to lightly, lightly bring it over that way. And then I'm going to blend it. Keeping it right in here. Not going to take it out this way. So this is a BK Beauty brush as well. It's angled. So I'm going to load that up, knock it off. And I like to keep that short angled side down toward the mobile lid. So I'm going to go ahead and use that tip. I'm not even really touching the longer part of that angled brush yet. I'm just sort of like pressing it there. And now I am, and I'm going to be careful that I don't lay that down over here. It's straight up. This is a great technique to pay attention to if you have downturned eyes as well. So now I'm just going to walk it up, press it in. Then I got to blend that. Love using this brush for that. And I'm going to blend, soften, and we are going to do the other side now. And I am going to just take that bottom part of that brush, load it right where I want it. Then I will bring it up and then just continue applying until honestly you get the intensity that you want. I'm not bringing it up too high, but I am definitely bringing it up. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Then I'm going to blend, softening especially that top edge. I'm not worrying about this side because I was really careful to put it right where I wanted it. So I'm not going to blend out that edge. Pretty much everything else, especially the top here, I am. Okay, now for those of you, I myself am, a little puffy right in through here, so I'm not quite done yet. I want to reduce that a little bit more, and it's also going to add some dimension to this look. So, all right, we're going to go back into this contour color, and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to basically just bring up the intensity a bit. Now we're going to deal with underneath the lash line. I think that really opens up the eyes. I don't think it's something that we should just stop doing as we get older. I think if you blend it out, soften it out, it's going to actually make your eyes just appear a little bit more open. And so we're going to go and use this really pretty ochre color. This is a very inexpensive e.l.f. brush. Anything that gives you a good amount of precision is what you want. So I am sorry if I'm tilting down and I'm not making this super easy for you to follow along when I get to this point. So this is that dark ochre, and I'm just going to make it look very, very soft, your lash line. So now I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to go in with that darkest color because I want to connect this a bit. I'm going to tap it off a bit. I'm going to tap it off on my towel down here. And I'm going to do this now very close to my lash line, and I'm going to kind of tap it really, and I'm going to connect it to the side of the look. Now let's have some fun. Let's dip into the metallics. We're not going to go crazy with this, but let's dip into these. I find metallics work the best when you just use your pinky and you just use that as your applicator. So I'm actually going to go in with this very champagne-y color, and I'm going to put this, I'm going to have to use my 5x mirror for this. I'm going to put this one really close to the corner of my eye. So what I do is I touch this part of my pinky on my eye, and then I pull it back so I can then put the actual color there, and it just sort of stretches out the crepiness and works great. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm not going to use my finger for this, but I am going to use my blender here, and I'm going to blend that out. And you can skip this part if you're not into the sparkles. Yes, it does highlight a bit of that crepiness, but it still gives me a look, at least at this point in my life, that I really still like. All right, guys, now I'm going to do something that you're going to go, what? What are you doing, Jill? But I'm going to do it. Do you see this aqua color here? Yeah, I know. I'm actually going to put that with as much precision as I can with my pinky. And I'm going to put that right here, just right here on the outer part of my mobile lid, right on top of that beautiful, deep, rich chocolate brown. It's going to intensify that brown, but let's just do it. Okay, so I'm going to load my pinky. I'm going to load it. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. I have not tried this one yet. Hope you can see this, but okay, and so I am going to now touch it. Oh yes, it's exactly what I was hoping. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Do you see that? Pretty, pretty. Yeah, Just a little surprise there, you know? Just a little something, something. Okay, I'm gonna go over here now. Keeping it low, I'm not gonna bring it up. Keeping it pretty low. Oh, the fun, the fun. Wow, that is gorgeous. And you know, it's cool because it's one of those things like if you're looking down, you know, it's like that's when you can really see it. And that's beautiful. A little bit unexpected and I love it, especially for fall. I gotta use that down below, and I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna go right into that. I can't get there with my pinky, so we're gonna go into that same color, and I'm gonna do it just at the very edge. Like I'm not even gonna really, I'm just pressing, and it's just that very corner. I'm not bringing it in. Again, I want this to be a little bit of a, I don't know, just kind of a fun little thing. So I'm just gonna press it in there. Not gonna go crazy. That's gorgeous. All right, you know, we're done. We're done with that. So I'm gonna curl my lashes. So now I am not going to tight line, but I am gonna waterline. And I'm gonna waterline with one of these. These are lovely. This is a Sephora colorful, chubby sort of liner. And it is getting down there. Oh, you gotta be careful with these though. These are so creamy. They will go everywhere if you're not careful. So with a light hand, I go in and I just get it right on that waterline. I don't bring it all the way to the corner, but I take it to the corner of my waterline. Where it stops, I stop. Now we're ready to go ahead and do the mascara, which mine's getting low, so it takes me a while to get there. So off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara. I'm also gonna do my brows this time off camera. And when I come back, we're then going to do the cheeks and the whole rest of our look, lips and everything. So I will be back. Guys, everything that I've used on my face, I will put the links to them if I can find the links. put it down below in the description box. So you can always refer to that. But for my brows, I went ahead and used my $1 Billion Brow Powder. This is in the color Taupe. I followed that up with the Benefit Tinted Eye Gel in color 4.5, and then went ahead and sealed everything in with a clear brow gel, which is, here it is, the Patrick Ta Sculpting something. I never remember the name of this. Again, you'll see it down there. This is clear and it is amazing. It has been a huge game changer for me with my brow game, and I absolutely adore this gel. That's what I got going on there. And for the mascara, I am using the Lancome Tint Idole mascara in, well, I think it only comes in the black color. So that's what I'm using, and I love this mascara. It is waterproof, but I don't seem to have any problems getting it off, at least with what I use, which is like a micellar sort of water makeup remover. Anyway, that's what I got going on there. Let's move on, shall we? I have this going on with the contour in my cheeks, and I'm loving it. Gotta still have color. The contour is great, but I still gotta have some color. So what am I gonna do? I'm actually looking in the palette because this is a great way to make a beautifully cohesive look. I think actually I'm gonna use this rust color for the blush. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think we will. So I'm going to go in with something a bit foofy. I don't want to go hard and heavy with this at all. I want this to just be this little bit of touch of color, like right through here. I'm not sure if, again, I'm not sure if they still make this. This is a Sigma brush, and I love it because it has that dual bristle sort of thing going on here, and this is really light and fluffy. So I'm going to load that up carefully. Get the pigment on there. And I'm going to tap this on that towel that I have. It's now sitting over here for some reason. And I'm going to go real light with it, just right through. Oh, that's pretty. See, you'd be surprised, you guys. I've been doing this a lot for you guys, you know, in my makeup tutorials. You'd be surprised how this works. It really does. I'm going to tap it off again. Put a little bit here, and I'm going to take that up here as well. Yeah, that's pretty. Lovely. So now we are going to blend that out. I'm going to use kind of a more of a poofy brush. This is a It Cosmetics. Blend, blend, blend. I'm going to contour my lips. And again, I have done this several times now in my looks because truly it is something that I do almost every day. I've been doing this versus using a lip pencil to line my lips. I just like the softness, and it does give me the appearance, you know, that illusion that my lips, especially my bottom lip, is a little bigger than it is. It's subtlety though. We don't want to go crazy with this. Okay, so I'm going to go in to that same contour color that we have been using throughout this look. This is a little dark, but I'm going to go light and I'm going to blend it and just make it just soft. Using this color and bringing it down here so the light will fall in, and then I'm going to put something a little more sparklier, a little bit more, you know, sort of something that the light's going to bounce off to create more fullness here, but the light's going to fall under here. So the lip is going to give the illusion that it's kind of bigger, kind of coming out there. It's so subtle, but pretty dang powerful, really. Okay, again, I've talked about this too. As you age, especially if you have thin lips, you start losing your lip line. It starts curling under, and so it disappears. So I just want to lift that a little bit, give the illusion that it is happening a little less than it is. So here's where it really starts. I lose it right in here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it out a little more right through here. Again, I am going to tuck it in. Again, it looks a little funny if we take it all the way here. It starts looking a little obvious. I'm barely doing it, but maybe you can see. Oh, it's just, that is not my actual lip line. And then I tuck it in. Now, that seemed like it took me a lot. It seemed like it took me a long time. I'm trying to talk you through. Honestly, it doesn't. It's a couple minutes for me to do that. Okay, now I'm going to put probably more color at this point than I normally would, especially when I contour my lips. I like to keep my lips fairly nude. But today, I'm gonna go in with a Maybelline lipstick. This is number 940. But I'm actually just gonna kind of load it here on my finger. I'm gonna not go crazy with this. And I'm gonna go ahead and tap it on. I'm not going to bring this to the corners really at all. Then I'm going to use something. This was gifted to me for Mother's Day from my daughter Jessanne, and it's probably something I wouldn't have splurged for myself. But let me tell you, this little thing has been one of those things I use constantly. I mean, I love it so much that when it runs out, I think I'll either ask for it again strategically for birthday or maybe Christmas, or I will have to end up, actually purchasing it myself. Because look at this. I mean, I use it over the top of so many of my lipsticks that now it's sort of discolored, but it still has the sparkle, and you guys, it still gives me this gorgeous, milky, sparkly, diamondy, but not over the top. It's very subtle. It is so unique, and I truly mean that. I'm not sponsored by Tom Ford at all, or any other link sort of situation. It's just mind-blowing to me, and no matter what I put on my lips, you'll see, it's just so pretty. And the sparkle, it's throughout the entire lipstick. It's not just, something that they rolled the outer edge in, but again, it's very subtle, and it's just so unique. Anyway, I'm going to use that. This has been lovely. It's been one of my favorite things in 2022. So this is the final look for my first fall look of 2022. I hope you enjoyed this. If nothing else, I'm just hoping that I give you some inspiration to break out what you do have at home and start playing. The other thing I hope you walk away with this particular one is that sort of fun, unexpected something. It's like that little accessory that you added to your outfit that just makes it all work. Or it's just that surprise something, even if it's like, home decor, like that little pop of something that is surprising, but wow, it becomes the center stage and it just makes it all work. And that little bit of aqua that we popped on the corner of our outer mobile lids is, to me, that piece that did that in this look. So don't be afraid to experiment doing that too. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm going to see you very soon in my next video. Bye-bye.